Hi, this is Claude. Welcome to the Clydesdale Corner. What I'm talking with you about today is spanning tree. I'm actually trying a little bit further just to talk to you about loops. This video is geared towards the person looking to get their CSIN ICND 1, just starting out in the networking game, and so we'll get into it here. So what you see here are two simple switches, unmanaged switches. You can probably find these at your local retail store. This here is a Netgear 24 porter, and this is a Outlaw Telson. Nothing fancy about that. Quick overview of what spanning tree actually does. Spanning tree prevents loops from happening, okay, in Cisco devices. So, just at a high level, we got three switches. For simplicity's sake, the MAC addresses are simple numeric values. Now we understand that root bridges are selected based on the lowest MAC address. So in this case, switch 13 wins that root bridge election. That root bridge has designated ports, which will be in the forwarding state. The other ports within that network, and for the lack of a better term, will have to find the shortest path to that root bridge, and it will mark those ports as root ports, as you see here indicated with the letter R's. Now when you read your texts and your manuals, they'll actually talk about this as being path cost. But like I said, just for simplicity's sake, at a high level overview, shortest path to the root bridge is going to be where your root ports are, and they'll be in the forwarding state as well. Lastly, I like to think about the remaining ports left over, and what I like to do is think about how the next in line to the root bridge will be the next MAC above that, which will be switch 22. So I know that those will be in a forwarding state, which leaves switch 54 putting its last port in a blocking state, which will actually prevent the loop from happening. So what you don't see in here is the other port states, such as listening and the learning. But like I said, you can read your text and it'll go into those port states as well. So yeah, it'll go into those port states as well. So like I said, that's just a brief overview of how spanning tree operates, and you can add more links between the switches, and it'll still behave the same way. So what you're going to see is a demonstration of dumb switches, which is something you may have in your home, no problem. It's just has a good purpose for home usage, and you'll see the difference between that and Cisco switches that actually use the spanning tree software and how they behave with one another. I actually made this video some time ago when I was working at EMC, and I'm actually just getting around to documenting and actually publishing this here and putting it together. So like I said, we're going to talk about 802.1d spanning tree, and concept's real simple. So let's get into this right here. So here what you see is I have two of the switches that I described earlier, and all I'm doing is I'm just connecting three links from one switch to the next. There are three redundant links. Like I said, these are unmanaged switches, so there's no smart software to keep them from having loops or what they call broadcast storms. So the links power up, link lights come on, no big deal, that's expected. Like I said, three redundant links going to two unmanaged switches. Now what you see here are three Cisco 2960s. So here we have managed switches, and as you see, there's some amber lights and there's some green LEDs where spanning tree is actually blocking and forwarding certain ports. So spanning tree is actually fully working on this set of managed switches, and you'll see the slight blinks every couple seconds. Those are the hello packets going out to the other switches, which you'll also read in your text. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect with an uplink to the unmanaged switches. I'm going to plug the other end, as you watch me here. I'm going to plug the other end right into the Cisco switches. Now, watch what happens. So instantly you see that that one port starts going ballistic compared to the ports that's next to it. The LEDs are still calm. That one switch is going ballistic. You'll also see that the unmanaged switches are going ballistic. Okay, they're just blinking extremely rapidly at an extremely rapid pace. And actually the frame rate in my video can't even capture how fast it's going. But I'll disconnect this, and what you'll see is the Cisco switches, those LEDs are still as fine, they're still standing solid. But when you look at the unmanaged switches, they're still going ballistic. So what has happened is the hello packets from the managed Cisco switches sent that hello packet out, which happens by default every 2 seconds. But once that packet left the gate of the Cisco switches, it got into the unmanaged switches, and it just started running amok in the unmanaged switches because there is no spanning tree running in the unmanaged switches. So what will happen is this one packet will continuously flood all these ports and just continuously loop from one switch to the next switch, from one port to the next port, wreaking havoc. Now, if you look at the Cisco switches, everything's calm, nothing crazy going on here. That's spanning tree at work. Okay, so I want to thank you for watching. Like I said, this was basically what they call the broadcast storm, and what you saw was an actual loop in real time. Okay, I hope you picked up something.